So today I have the pleasure of introducing one of our newest RNs. Her name is Kimone Hall. So Kimone, we did a video when you were tutoring, and you certainly demonstrated that you had the capacity to pass the test. We did that 48 hours before, and here we are. You got your unofficial results today that you actually passed. So how does it feel?
It feels very great, very, very great. I feel like a burden has been lifted off my shoulders.
So Kimone, when we first met, we met in Florida, and I was a little surprised because when we spoke, you told me that you lived in New York. So I was telling you that our home base is in New York and we do Zoom. So I was asking what would make you travel to Florida and we have our home base in New York. So what gave you the passion to travel to Florida and not just jump on a Zoom?
Well, my aunt told me about you first and foremost, and then she said before I take my test, she highly recommend that I should go and take the Ready to Pass course. And then I researched the Ready to Pass, and then realized that you guys have a session coming up in Florida, which even though there was going to be an online session, I didn't want to wait that long. So I'm like, you know what? Let me take the opportunity to come down to Florida, and I sure didn't really regret that. Because today I'm happy.
Come on, after the class, you and your best friend abducted me and wouldn't let me go catch my flight. As I was trying desperately to catch my flight, and you guys were like, Mr. Vane, we're really serious about this thing. We're repeat test takers. What do we need to do next? Whatever we need to do, we want to do it. And we kind of briefly talked, and then you started signing up for individual tutoring sessions. And I was looking back at my notes, and I think you did 7 individual tutoring sessions. But I remember, like, after session number 5, I was like, come on, you need to stop. Like, you don't need me anymore. And you was like, no, I want to keep doing it. So what was that like for you?
First, when I met you, I know basically you didn't want to damp my spirit to tell me I wasn't ready. Like, I needed more content based on what I told you about my previous attempt. So I'm like, you know what? Let me invest into this. And then I was a little scared of you, but I was scared of you. I needed that push, someone to tell me, listen, Kimone, even when I had my tutoring session with you, and you were like, you asked me questions, and I'm like, I don't know. And you're like, Kimone, dig deep. And that was me during the exam too. I'm like, I don't know this. And I'm like, oh, Miss Rhonda said, you do know, dig deep.
You remembered that, right?
Yes.
Man, so, this is not your first time taking the test. You graduated in 2021. You work at a hospital now, and this is about to be a game changer for you in terms of salary. So do you plan to stay at your hospital, or you think you want to go to a new hospital?
I definitely will have to speak with you on that one, since I won't leave you ever alone. So after speaking with you and weighing my options, then I'll definitely take it from there.
Okay. Well, again, I wanted to tell you congratulations. Super, super proud of you. You put in the work, you put in the effort, and I always have my ruler nearby.
Oh, yeah.
So
and
crack that whip. Like, come on, we're not playing no games. But what I really enjoyed tutoring you was when you came prepared. So, of course, there's times where there were certain things you may not understand, or there were certain things that I felt like maybe we needed to tighten up, but you came with a good attitude. Huh?
Like my OB.
Oh, yeah. OB was definitely a sore spot for you, so we had to fix that. But the good news is we came up with a plan, and you were willing to stick to the plan, and that made a difference. So, sometimes when I work with students, we'll come up with this whole big plan, and then they'll say, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go answer questions. And then a couple weeks later, they call me. They're like, you know what? I failed. And then I say, okay, what am I really supposed to say? Because they don't want to put in the work. And that's one of the things you did. You put in the work. I remember even teasing you one day, and I said, come on, I know you're studying. You was like, why? I said, because you're here. You wasn't worrying about no hair, no makeup, no nothing. And that's good, because that's what we do when we make sacrifices. We're not worrying about hair and nails and makeup. We just down in the ground, gritty, trying to get this work done. And now that you got that RN, you could do your hair, your nails, your toes all day long.
And I want to say too, thank you. You are amazing. You are the absolute best. And I really didn't know how to study. You really taught me that. So even not just for the NCLEX, but overall, that's something that I've learned how to do. Also not memorizing, which was very, very important. And I really want to say thank you. And I really want to tell anyone that's about to go take their NCLEX, and if you are a repeat test taker, I highly recommend taking the course, doing individual sessions with Miss Rhonda, and invest, because trust me, today it's really a joy. And I know, like, those little $65 won't mean nothing.
It's nothing, right? One more thing I wanted to talk about before we leave. When you came out of the exam, I also wanted to say that I was really praying for you while you was taking the test, because I couldn't figure out why you were taking so long. So I was like, Lord, please, she knows this. Help her, guide her, give her the knowledge, give her the wisdom. So that's another thing I like about Ready to Pass, because who's praying for you while you're taking your test? So a lot of times students, they don't know the loyalty and the allegiance that we have to our students. And I always say, I'm going to hold your hand whether you pass, I'm going to hold your hand whether you fail. So when you walked out of that test and we were speaking and you crying, and I'm like, come on, why are you crying? And you like, I don't know, I think I ran out of time, the computer cut off, and you bawling and tears is welling up in my eyes, which you couldn't see. But I'm like, Lord have mercy, what? Come on, calm down, relax. And here you are, a whole RN.
Yeah. And even as I came out, the first message I saw popped up, Kimone, are you okay? Did you do the whole test? And I'm like, right through my exam. And I remember after reaching 75 questions, and I swear, like, the computer was going to shut off. And I still saw that it was going, and I'm like, oh no. And I'm like, you know what? Calm down. Miss Rhonda says, if you go past 75, you got this. You're gonna, the aim is to walk out of there as an RN. It doesn't matter how much. She said, even if it takes you to the whole test. When I came out, to be honest, even today, I'm like, did the computer cut off or did I run out of time? I'm like, I don't even know.
Because you were saying, oh, the computer cut off, I ran out of time. I'm like, come on, that doesn't sound possible. You like, I don't know, I ran out of time. I went to the bathroom, and you crying, and I'm like, come on, relax.
Yes. And you were there right with me until the very end. When I was crying, you listened to me right through. You texted me and said, you want to do this trick? And you're like, even though I don't really believe in this trick, but you were right there until this morning, up until this very minute. You're still here with me, and I really want to say thank you. Ready to Pass, and I can't wait to celebrate with you guys on May 25th, just to
6 to 9, 20 years.
Yeah.
So again, come on, thank you, and wishing you much success. I know that you're going to be a safe nurse. I know you know how to pull it together. I know you know your content, and that's a game changer. So yeah. Students pass NCLEX, but they walk on the unit and they don't know what they're doing. I know when you walk on that unit, you are going to be a confident nurse, because you know your fluid and electrolytes, you know your diabetes, cardiac, respiratory, OB, peds, mental health, management of care, whatever. Let's go. So that's a game changer. That's a game changer. So congratulations, and wishing you much success. Thank you for choosing Ready to Pass.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rhonda.